Hi and welcome to this week's health blog. People have asked me lots of times about the emotions that are attached to the organs, and so I'm going to talk about that today in the Chinese organs. I'm going to do a series of the whole lot of them. There's 12 of them, and talk about the emotions. So normally we talk about if the emotions, if the organ's out of balance, then we talk about the negative aspects. So if your kidneys are weak, then you'll be fearful. If the liver's out of balance, of course you get the shitty liver, you get the irritability and the anger, and of course the lungs is about grief. So they all have the ones that we know of. They're quite standardised, but it's what we want to know about is the ones where if they're in a good condition and they're really strong, the characteristics that they're on the other side. So I want to do both the yin and the yang aspect of it, and explain what they are. I've got them all written down. It's easy to me to try and remember them because sometimes I can't remember them all. There's a whole pile of them, so I'm going to read them out for you, make it a bit easy for me. So first we're going to do the lungs. And the lungs, the colour is white, so we wear a white shirt today to make our lungs nice and strong. And so if the lungs are in good condition, these are the sort of characteristics that will be strong in your personality. Yep, you'll have compassion, good survival instincts, your intuition will be really strong, so you'll be really aware of things. Free will, individuality, positive outlook, so you have the cup half full thing going on, so you'll notice all the positive aspects in life, and you have endurance, you'll have a lot of staying power. Now, if the lungs are out of balance or the qi in the lungs is not strong, then what you can get, because you can get it from other ways, because anything that if you lost something or bereavement or breaking up can trigger this as well, but certainly what it does is damage the lungs or the qi of the lungs. If the lung qi is down, you can get sorrow, resentment, worry, anguish, claustrophobia, so you won't like close tight being in a space. You definitely won't like being in lifts. Inflexibility, you'll find that you're very inflexible about making changes, both in your mind and in your body, so your body will be stiff as well. Pessimism and nostalgia, you will always be living in the past. You'll always think of the things before and always keep bringing things back from the past. So this is when the lungs are out of balance. So the other thing we're going to talk about too, I'm going to do a double-edged weapon. I've got another piece of paper here too. So this one's about the food of the lungs. Now the food that's good for the lungs, and of course it isn't just some of the foods that are good for the lungs are either cooling, some of them are warming, some of them they have the different thermic temperatures, some are just neutral, some are actually heating, and also there's the flavours with the bitter, the sweet, the pungent, the sour, different flavours, so they all have slightly different, and it all affect either the yin or the yang of the lungs, or they could affect the qi in the blood as part of the lungs as well. So I've got these written all down, so I'll read just a couple of them out. Vegetables, things like asparagus, carrots, olives, onions, pumpkins, these are all good foods for the lungs. Fruits, apples, apricots, avocados, bananas. I've got sheets of these. If you want a copy of this, just email me and I'll send it out to you for the lungs. What else? Beans, lama beans. Lama beans are really good for your lungs. Nuts and seeds, almonds, peanuts, fish, herrings are good for your lungs. There you go. Meats, ducks and geese are good for your lungs. Dairy products, eggs are good for you. Herbs and spices, aniseed, basil, cayenne pepper good for your lungs. It is quite hot though, but it is good for your lungs. Cinnamon, garlic, ginger. So there's a whole variety here. There's oils for it. There's condiments like honey is good for your lungs. Beverages, chamomile tea is good for your lungs. Peppermint's good for your lungs. So as I say, there's a lot of issues here, and quite often when I'm treating somebody, I'll work out what the different aspect is, and I can see where the lungs, if the lungs are effective. For one of them, they'll have the personalities going on, and then they'll have I can give them food that will actually help balance that out, that actually is good for changing the energetics of the lungs, whether it's the yin and the yang or hot or cold. So, and also to get rid of the phlegm if you've got coughs and colds and things as well. So it's really important. I think it's an incredibly valuable piece of information. As I say, I'll go through the whole 12 of them over the course of time. Next one we'll do will be the large intestine, that follows the lungs, and that's from the 5 o'clock to the 7 o'clock period in the morning. So we'll see you next week, and we'll do another one then. Bye bye.